Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting techniques in fine-tuning large language models, LoRA, or low-rank adaptation, and we're going to implement it using Hugging Face's PEFT library. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use LoraConfig, get PEFT model, save and load your adapters, and even merge them with the base model. So let's get started. Before we jump into the code, let's quickly understand what LoRA is and why it's such a game changer. LoRA stands for low-rank adaptation. Instead of fine-tuning all the parameters of a large language model, which could be billions of parameters, LoRA freezes the original model weights and injects trainable low-rank decomposition matrices into each layer. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a massive book, and instead of rewriting the entire book, you just add sticky notes with corrections. That's essentially what LoRA does. It's efficient, it's fast, and it requires way less memory. Now, why are we using the PEFT library? PEFT stands for Parameter Efficient Fine-Tuning. Hugging Face's PEFT library makes it incredibly easy to implement various parameter-efficient methods, including LoRA. It handles all the complex matrix operations, integrates seamlessly with the transformers library, and gives us a clean API to work with. The benefits? You can fine-tune models on consumer GPUs. You need way less storage space, and training is significantly faster. It's a win-win-win situation. All right, let's get our hands dirty. First, we need to install the required libraries. Open your terminal or notebook and run these commands. We're installing transformers for the base models, PEFT for LoRA implementation, datasets for our training data, and accelerate to speed up training. Once that's done, we're ready to import our libraries. Here are all the imports we'll need for this tutorial. We're importing the AutoModel and AutoTokenizer for loading our base model, LoraConfig and get PEFT model from PEFT. These are our stars today, and a few other utilities for training and data handling. Make sure all of these run without errors before we proceed. Step 1 in our workflow is loading the base model. For this tutorial, I'm using GPT-2, but you can use any model from Hugging Face, BERT, Roberta, Llama, you name it. We initialize our tokenizer and model using the AutoModel for causal LM classes. The from pre-trained method downloads the model if you don't have it cached. Notice we're loading it on CUDA if available. That's your GPU. If you don't have a GPU, it'll default to CPU, but training will be slower. Now here comes the most important part, the LoraConfig. This is where we define how LoRA will modify our model. Let me break down each parameter because understanding these is crucial. First, R. This is the rank of the low-rank matrices. A higher rank means more parameters to train, but also more capacity. Typically, values between 4 and 64 work well. I'm using 16 here. Next, LoRA alpha. This is a scaling factor. It controls how much influence the LoRA adapters have. A common practice is to set it equal to R or twice R. Moving on, target modules. This is where you specify which parts of the model to apply LoRA to. For GPT-2, we target the attention layers, C-ATN, for the combined query key value projection. You could also target C-project, C-FC, or other layers depending on your needs. More target modules means more trainable parameters. LoRA dropout adds regularization to prevent overfitting. 0.1 means 10% dropout. Bias, setting this to none means we don't add trainable bias terms. You could also use all or LoRA only. Finally, task type specifies what kind of task we're doing. Causal LM is for text generation tasks. Now for the magic moment, transforming our base model into a PEFT model. We call get PEFT model and pass in our base model and the LoraConfig we just created. This function does all the heavy lifting. It freezes the base model parameters, injects the LoRA adapters into the target modules, and returns a trainable PEFT model. Let's check how many parameters we're actually training. Look at this. Out of 124 million total parameters in GPT-2, we're only training 294,912 parameters. That's just 0.23%. This is the power of LoRA. We're training less than 1% of the parameters, but can still achieve excellent fine-tuning results. This means way less memory usage and faster training. The print trainable parameters method gives us this nice summary, which is super helpful for debugging. Before we train, we need data. I'm using a simple data set here, but in practice, you'd use something larger. We tokenize our texts, making sure to add padding and truncation. The data loader will batch our data for training. In a real scenario, you'd monoload from Hugging Face datasets, CSV files, or your custom data source. The key is to tokenize properly for your specific model. Now let's set up our training loop. We define an optimizer. AtomW is the standard choice for transformer models, with a learning rate of 5e-4, which works well for LoRA. We'll train for 3 epochs in this example. In production, you'd want more sophisticated training with learning rate schedulers, validation sets, and early stopping. Here's our training loop. Nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. For each epoch, we iterate through our batches, move them to the GPU, do a forward pass, calculate the loss, backpropagate, and update the weights. Notice we're only updating the LoRA parameters. The base model stays frozen. That's what makes this so efficient. The loss should decrease over epochs if everything is working correctly. After training, we need to save our work. Here's where PEFT really shines. We call Save Pre-Training on our PEFT model and specify a directory. But here's the cool part. It only saves the adapter weights, not the entire base model. This means your saved checkpoint is typically just a few megabytes compared to gigabytes for a full model. You can easily version control it, share it, or deploy it. The saved directory contains adapter_config.json with your LoraConfig settings and adapter_model.bin with the adapter weights. Loading the adapter is just as easy. There are 2 approaches. First approach, load the base model fresh, then use from pre-trained from PEFT to attach your saved adapter. This is clean and explicit. Second approach, use auto PEFT model, which automatically detects and loads the PEFT configuration. This is more convenient for inference. Both methods give you a model ready to use with your fine-tuned adapter loaded. Let's test our fine-tuned model. We create a simple prompt, tokenize it, and generate text. The generate method produces new tokens based on what the model learned during fine-tuning. You can adjust parameters like max length, temperature, and top P to control the generation. The output should reflect the style and content of your training data. If you trained on code, it'll generate code. If you trained on stories, it'll generate stories. Now let's talk about merging. Sometimes you want to combine your LoRA adapters with the base model into a single model. Why would you do this? Well, merged models are simpler to deploy, no need to load adapters separately. They also have slightly faster inference because there's no adapter overhead. The trade-off is you lose the space efficiency. The merged model is the full size of the base model. Merging is incredibly simple with PEFT. Just call merge and unload on your PEFT model. This method takes the adapter weights and mathematically integrates them into the base model weights. The result is a standard transformers model with all the fine-tuning baked in. You can then save this merged model just like any Hugging Face model using Save Pre-Trained. It'll include the tokenizer, config, and model weights. Here's a powerful advanced technique. You can actually train and maintain multiple LoRA adapters for the same base model. Imagine you have one adapter for coding tasks, another for creative writing, and another for summarization. You can swap between them instantly without reloading the base model. Use set adapter to switch between adapters, or even add weighted adapter to combine multiple adapters with different weights. This is incredibly flexible for multitask scenarios. Let me share some best practices I've learned from using LoRA in production. First, start with R=8 or R=16 for most tasks. Only increase if you're not getting good results. Higher R means more parameters and longer training. Second, target the right modules. For most transformers, targeting query and value projections, QProj and VProj, works well. Experiment with adding more modules if needed. Third, use LoRA alpha equals 2R as a starting point. This ratio often works well in practice. Fourth, monitor your trainable parameters percentage. Aim for 0.1% to 2% of total parameters. If it's much higher, you might not be getting the full benefit of LoRA. Fifth, save checkpoints frequently during training. Adapters are small, so there's little storage penalty. Sixth, when merging, test both merged and adapter-based versions. Sometimes the adapter version actually performs slightly better due to how the math works out. Finally, document your LoraConfig settings. Future you will thank present you when you need to reproduce results. Let me address some common issues you might run into. Issue 1, target modules not found. This happens when you specify modules that don't exist in your model. Use print model to see the actual layer names. Issue 2, out-of-memory errors. Try reducing batch size using gradient checkpointing or decreasing R. Issue 3, poor performance after training. You might need more training steps, a higher R value, or better quality training data. Issue 4, slow inference. If you're using adapters in production, consider merging them for faster inference. Here's a complete code example putting everything together, from loading the model, creating the config, training, saving, loading, and inference. You can use this as a template for your own projects. Just replace the model name, adjust the LoraConfig, and plug in your dataset. I'll put this full code in the video description and on GitHub so you can easily copy and adapt it. Want to learn more? Here are some great resources. The Hugging Face PEFT documentation is excellent and constantly updated. The original LoRA paper by Hu et al. Is worth reading to understand the theory. Check out the Hugging Face Model Hub for pre-trained LoRA adapters you can use, and experiment with different models. Try it on Llama, Mistral, or domain-specific models. In our next video, we'll cover QLoRA, which combines LoRA with quantization for even more efficiency. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And that's it. You now know how to implement LoRA using Hugging Face PEFT. We covered LoraConfig parameters, creating PEFT models, saving and loading adapters, and merging with base models. LoRA is truly a game changer for fine-tuning large models on limited hardware. I use it constantly in my projects, and I'm sure you'll find it invaluable too. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into machine learning and AI. Drop a comment if you have questions. I read and respond to all of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.